Hi everyone, just a really quick video explaining how offers are made before ATARs are released. So for the purposes of this video, we'll assume that this is for the November 12 round, which is the main UAC Early Entry Round. Also for the purposes of the video, we'll assume that 3 different students are all interested in exactly the same courses and their preferences are all the same. So you can only be offered your highest eligible preference in any round. This point is super important, as many universities will tell you that it has to be your highest preference to get an offer. This is not correct. It's just a marketing ploy. It really is highest eligible preference. Highest eligible preference will make sense as I do the visual representation. So if we look at student 1, let's assume that every uni except the Southern Cross University, as they don't participate in this particular round, want to make an offer to all the courses that they've got on their preference list. The unis would then tell UAC that they want to make the unconditional offer. UAC then will offer student 1 their highest eligible course. So in this case, that will be their second preference, and I'll explain why. So they're not eligible for this one, as that university does not participate in this particular round. They then are eligible for this one because the unis have said that they want to make an offer to all of these courses. So that becomes their highest eligible preference. If we look at student 2, let's assume that University of Newcastle doesn't want to make an offer for a spot in the Bachelor of ABC, but they do want to make an offer for the Bachelor of DEF, and Macquarie and Charles Sturt also want to make an offer. So those unis would contact UAC and say that they want to make those unconditional offers. So in this case, student 1, they're not eligible for this one purely because they don't participate in this round. They're not eligible for this one because University of Newcastle did not contact UAC and say they wanted to make an offer. So this becomes their highest eligible preference. And then with student 3, let's assume that only Macquarie and Charles Sturt want to make offers. So not eligible purely because they don't participate, not eligible because the university did not inform UAC that they wanted to make a spot. This becomes their highest eligible preference. The very first thing that you should do as soon as you've been made an offer via UAC is accept that offer. So you will receive instructions about how to do that, but it's super important that you go ahead and accept that offer that you've been made. I'm then asked how many courses can I be offered. So in each round, you can only be made one unconditional or firm offer. You can, however, be offered multiple conditional offers. So conditional offers normally require you to receive an ATAR, like a very specific ATAR, which is normally slightly lower than the ATAR from the previous year. You need to make sure that you check, however, that they're talking about an ATAR and not a selection rank. So remember that a selection rank is your ATAR plus any adjustment factors that you might be eligible for. They're things like regional bonus points, subject bonus points, maybe EAS bonus points, things like that. I'm then asked, my next most common question is, how can I be offered other courses in subsequent rounds? So if we look at this example here on the screen, if these students had accepted those courses that I'd circled, and if they did nothing else, they didn't change their preference, then the only course that student 1 would be eligible for is this course here. And the reason that's the only course that they would be eligible for is it's the only course above the one that they'd already been offered. Student 2 would be eligible for this course here and this course here, and student 3 would be eligible for this one, and this one. So if they did nothing, that's what would happen. However, let's say, just as an example, that student 1 had a complete change of heart after they accepted the Bachelor of ABC at the University of Newcastle, and they've now decided that the course they really, really want to do is the Bachelor of ABC at Charles Sturt University. What they would need to do, assuming it, of course, that they've accepted that original offer, they go in and change their preferences, and they would put this as number 1. So the Charles Sturt is now number 1. They would put this one as number 2, this one as number 3, and this one as number 4. Now, with the course that they've already been offered, this one here, they have 2 options. One option is to just delete that course off their preferences. If you've accepted it, that's what you can do. Some people feel a little bit uncomfortable about doing that. So if you don't want to delete it, make it number 5. And the reason that's important that it's at the bottom of your list is remembering the overriding principle is that you can only be offered courses above anything you have already been offered. So it's really important to either delete it or put it as number 5. So hopefully that's gone some way to explain to you the difference between that terminology that universities use, which is highest preference. What they should be saying is highest eligible preference, and hopefully this video has explained what highest eligible preference means.